Hi, this is David at UltraBac Software. In this video we are going to create a file-by-file backup set. So to begin, just click New, and you're given two options for file-by-file local and file-by-file network computer. The file-by-file local would be used if you're going to be backing up the local machine that you're on. The network computer option would be for a remote machine. In this video we're going to choose the file-by-file network computer option. So click Next here. If you needed to enter a separate account for authentication, let's say if you're going to be backing up a machine in a different domain, or if you were going to be backing up a machine that was in a work group, you could enter that account here. Since the machine we're going to be targeting is in the same domain, we could just skip this screen and hit Next. You can either browse for the machine name or enter it manually on this screen. I'm just going to type it in manually and hit Next. Okay, so there's a couple options here, not very many for file-by-file backup. If you wanted to be able to back up files that were in use, you would need to enable locked file backup. You are then given two other options. Freeze all drives would be used to sync the freezing of the partitions. Let's say if you had a database spanning multiple partitions and you wanted them to freeze at exactly the same time. Also, there's an option to do not use volume shadow copy service. This would just skip using VSS for locked file driver and going right to our locked file driver UBFD. This could be used if a machine was having some issues with VSS. Also, one of the default options is enumerate reparse points and back up resolved reparse points. These are what you can think of as a symbolic link or basically a pointer, and it would back that location up. And you can also maintain the last access date, which when a file was restored, the last access date would be shown as the same as when it was backed up. And then disable last access date for remote backups. The clear archive bit option is used when you're doing differential or incremental backups as well as your full backups. If you're going to be running differentials, you would enable that option, the clear archive bit, on your full backup, but it would not be chosen during your differential backup. If you wanted to run incrementals, then you would clear the archive bit on both the full backup as well as the incremental backup. And here's just an option to backup system protected files. That is checked by default there, so you can just hit Next. The set description is whatever you would like it to be. In this case, you could just say file-by-file backup of David C, or let's say differential backup of David C if it was going to be the differential. The file selection logic option here comes into play when you're creating the incremental or differential backup set. For the full backup set, it would always be set as all files. Now, if you wanted to create an incremental or a differential set, you would just need to change it to modified files. But you also have the option of changing to beginning of day, beginning of week, or beginning of month. If it was set to none, basically no files would be selected in the backup set and you would have to go and choose everything. So for now I'm just going to have it set to all files. So click Next. Here you have the option to view the files and edit any files that you don't want backed up, just to save the backup set to file, or just run the backup set. So here we're just going to choose view edit files in the backup set and choose Finish. Okay, looks like it brought up all the information here. Now if you wanted to deselect items, you can just expand that, click on the blue box, uncheck the options there. And lastly, just to save the backup set, click on Action and then Save Backup Set and save. Alright, that's it to create a file-by-file backup set. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Have a great day.